welcome back to Motorcycle Junkie, and this is my other GPZ500S. Apologise straight away for the sound quality. I know it's windy and it's going to play havoc with the sound, but what we're basically going to do today, if you can hear me, is we are going to strip the top end off this engine. Now we know this is destroyed. Those of you who have been following my channel have already seen the carnage that's inside that engine. If you haven't, go back and have a look at that video, or stay tuned to this one because we're going to open it up again. I've also got the bike up on the paddock stand, as you can see, because we want to rescue that centre stand. See if that's any better than the one I had blasted that's rotten as a fucking pear. Anyway, let me pop you down there, get you in view, and we're going to start digging in. Starting with getting this top off. It should all come apart fairly easily because we've had it apart before. Why are you upside down? Get the right way up. What's wrong with you? You're drunk, man. You're drunk. So I'm not worried about how we take this apart. We're not going to be setting anything to top dead centre or worrying about breaking stuff. We're just going to try and harvest some parts off it. Can't get in that back one, we'll get a smaller socket in a minute. Grab a shorter socket. Right, tucked away in the back there. Now, I know there's going to be people out there saying you cannot repair an engine with second-hand parts. What you're playing at? I think I can, and I'm going to have a damn good go. Right, that's the top off. I think I said before, we may be able to have some fun with this bike and make a bit of a, if we get that other engine going, we can make a bit of a project of this, have a bit of a play with not having to worry about how bad it turns out. Probably not even going to bother putting this back together. Just going to get the parts I want and hook it. It's basically scrap. Although we can keep things like the starter motor and the clutch and what have you. Probably keep the camshafts, oil pipe. All the sort of things you're never going to need unless you actually throw them away. The minute you throw something away, that part breaks and you need it. Okay, right, you know what I'm doing anyway. I'm going to turn the camera off and we'll get to the point where we're going to lift the head off, and then we'll, for those that haven't seen it, we'll show you the carnage underneath. Right, we've got most of that top end stripped out, all the cams and chain and everything's off, the oil pipe's disconnected. In order to get the cylinder head off, requires removing this water pump. As you can see down there, I've already sheared a bolt off, The other three have come out, but will that water pump shift? Will it fuck? I think it's being held by this pipe, this big thick one here. That's the same one on the other bike that's battered up and fucked, and this one looks quite straight. So I really do want to try and save it if I can, but it's seized in both the water pump end and the cylinder head end. Now I've been trying to smash it into there with a screwdriver, because this cylinder head is fucked anyway. The cylinder, well, cylinder and the cylinder head. So I would rather smash the cylinder head than destroy that pipe, but I can't do that either, so I don't know. This just will not free itself, just will not separate. You recall I had difficulty with the other one. I did manage to get it separated, but with a great deal of difficulty. This one's even worse, so yeah, I'll take that pipe off. At least I'll be able to smack on the end of that. But yeah, that's where we are. I suppose there's nothing to stop me take the cylinder head off anyway. What's holding it? Nothing, I don't think. What the fuck was that? Something just rolled across. Wait, what was that? Oh well. No idea where that come from. Not that I'm bothered. But let's. Oh, I see. We've got another. Let me get that other 8mm out, and then we'll pull the. At least we can pull the cylinder head off, even if we can't get the cylinders. Just a sec. Right, we should have that free. Well, we have. I know we have, because it's fallen forward. Jiggle that out. I know what's under here already because I've seen it. So do most of the people that follow my channel. But if you're new and you haven't seen it, come on out, you bastard. Hang on, I need two hands. Let me just put you down for a sec. Gotcha. Fucking hell, that put up a fight. Oh, hang on, where's my bit of rag? Right, are you ready for this? That is, or was, a piston. Other one's fine. Also, from my last video, you'll remember what my plan was. What I was hoping to do is remove this cylinder liner and install it on the other engine to get over that little ding that I've got in there. It would appear that that's not possible, and I shall show you why. Well, I don't know why. This is the annoying thing. Haynes manual. Where is it? Caution. Do not attempt to separate the liners from the cylinder block. Cheers, Haynes, you fuckwits. Why? It doesn't say why. That's as much as it says. You know, if it said something, you know, this has got to be set up precisely by a machine or something when you reinstall, you know, give us a fucking clue. But anyway, that's disappointing, because that was kind of the purpose of stripping this down. I can still probably harvest a piston out of there, assuming it's not an oversized one. The option to have a rebore and two new pistons is there, so, but you know, it's a fucking hideous expense, more than the bike's worth in actual fact. Although I'm not doing this for the value of the bike. I'll consider it, but that's highly unlikely. I don't know. I really don't know. So anyway, I'm going to fuck around with this and see if I can get that water pump out, and see if we can get this these cylinders pulled off. I think what's left of that piston, yes it does, it still moves. There's just fuck all left of it. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Right, I've smashed that water pump housing away. It's still attached to this pipe. Where are you? There you are. Yeah, it's still attached to this pipe, and it's still attached to the cylinder head. But I think it might all come off as one. Yeah, I'll put a screwdriver in there. Yeah, I know you're not meant to, but don't forget this engine's fucked. Before you head for the comments button. It'd be nice if this cylinder was okay, and I could use the whole thing. In fact, with that in mind, I'm going to be a bit more careful. I'm not bothered about this, so... Come on, what's stopping you? What's stopping you? It's a bit of an unconventional way of doing it, I'm sure. But, where there's a way, and that piston actually looks good. I'm certain I'll give it a proper inspection, but I'm certain I can reuse that. Let's have a look at this. Let's look at these cylinders. Do you know what? They fuckers, they look alright. They really do. I don't know how worn they are, because this has got 44,000 miles on it, but I'm beginning to wonder whether I can't reuse this cylinder. Hey, yeah. I need to get that out still. Do you know what? We might have played a blinder here. I'm going to have to get some gauges or something. I don't know if I've got anything I can measure them with. Mind you, I could just slap the fucker back together. If I could, what I'm aiming to do, because you know I'm cheap, I'm aiming to get a good engine running out of this for zero, or virtually zero. It won't be zero because I've got to buy a gasket set. But yeah, those cylinders may well be usable. What a result if that turns out to be. What a result. Chuffed to bits. Anyway, I'm going to put them away in the shed so they don't get damaged. I'm going to try and get that piston off as well. Can't see the circlip. Right, let me turn you off for the time being. We'll have a look, see how them pistons come off, and probably switch the camera back on for their removal. The bottom end of this engine is also scrap. Again, if you follow my channel, I will have shown you this before, but if you just joined, just, where is it? Just there, big hole in the crankcase. So she's fucked. She's well fucked. Crank maybe I could keep. Clutch I could probably keep. There's bits and pieces. It's totally salvageable. Parts are. And do you remember I sold this bike as a running bike, but the battery was flat. And me, like a cunt, took the guy at his word. But hey, you know, you live and learn. I just trust people. It's cost me money in the past. I just never learned. I'm going to have to start being a little bit more, you know. Anyway, I'm waffling. Let me see how them pistons are held on and I'll come back. Right, those pistons are off, as you can see. I'll show you in a minute. The underside of the cylinder head, I don't know if I've ever shown you that, but it's absolutely fucking destroyed. Absolute carnage. So, cylinder head is definitely not usable. Looking at that, someone's replaced that in the past anyway. That's like the scrapyards put on them. As for the pistons themselves, this is the first one. I think this is reusable. I don't know if I'm going to reuse it, but it's reusable, so I shall hang on to that. There's some piston rings there. Slight mark on the top. I don't think it's anything to worry about. This is, yeah, I reckon we might lose a bit of compression through that one. What do you reckon, guys? So, yeah, anyway, for the time being, that's the parts I want off the engine. I'm now going to grab a spanner, see if I can get that centre stand off. Back soon. Just have a quick look around this thing. Will she ever see the road again? That's all down to whether that swing arm we've got's any good, I suppose. Not swing arm. Well, yeah, this swing arm, but I meant the engine. Whether we can get that second engine. And if we can, we might take the old grinder to this one and have a bit of fun, like I said before. But anyway, that's a project way down the line. Anyway, we've got what we wanted off it. We've harvested potentially a usable cylinder, all down to whether I can get that water pipe off. Any suggestions from any of you guys how I might break down that, I've got it in my vice at the minute, how I might break down that aluminium oxide, which is what's no doubt holding that pipe in. I want to try and save the pipe as well if I can, but the cylinder is obviously more important. So yeah, any suggestions from you guys? What chemical might break that down? I've got the stand off. I had to get the old impact on it to shift it, and here it is. It doesn't rattle, and it does feel and look better than that one I had blasted. Won't know until I get the wire wheel to that, clean it all up. If it's any good, we'll get some paint on, get that fitted to the stand. That'll be the first thing I fit to that stand, and then we'll get it standing up on its own stand, put a proper front and back, and we can start building up from there. The bolts, I've seen better days, but I think I've got some better spare ones, so we'll pop that in my box a bit. It's quite warm actually. It's November. I think global warming is what they call this. But yeah. Anyway, I've done enough for today. Get ourselves tidied up, and we'll return to this another day. Cheers guys, catch you later.